Have you ever pondered the fundamental architecture of reality, the unseen laws that orchestrate the cosmos and your own existence? We now delve deeper into the Hermetic Principles, an ancient philosophical system attributed to the syncretic figure of Hermes Trismegistus, a blend of the Greek god Hermes and the Egyptian deity Thoth, master of wisdom and writing. These 7 axioms, primarily popularized in the early 20th century through the anonymously authored text The Kybalion by the 3 initiates, are presented not as dogma, but as a master key. Their profound purpose is to unlock understanding of the universe's essential workings, from the grandest celestial mechanics to the most intimate nuances of individual consciousness. Millennia old, these principles resonate powerfully today, offering timeless tools for personal evolution, profound insight, and a sophisticated form of mental alchemy, the art of transforming one's mental state to reshape experience. This journey will illuminate each of these 7 transformative laws, unveiling their intricate connections and practical applications for navigating the complexities of modern life. The first cornerstone, the principle of mentalism, boldly declares, "The all is mind, the universe is mental." Here, the all signifies the ultimate, unknowable reality, the foundational substratum of all existence, an infinite living mind or spirit that transcends definition yet can be intuitively grasped. The assertion that the universe is mental proposes that the entirety of our manifested cosmos is, in essence, a mental creation of this all. This does not render the universe unreal, but rather defines its fundamental substance as akin to thought, consciousness, or ideation. A profound implication is that everything we perceive and experience, from the densest matter to the most subtle energy, is a manifestation of mind. Consequently, our individual minds are not separate but are finite parts of this universal mind, inherently possessing the capacity to influence our personal realities through the focused application of thought, intention, and conscious awareness. This resonates with modern explorations into mindfulness and even certain interpretations of quantum physics concerning the observer effect, where consciousness appears to interact with the material world. Following mentalism is the principle of correspondence, encapsulated by the axiom, "As above, so below. As below, so above." This principle asserts a fundamental harmony, agreement, and analogy between the various planes of being and life, typically categorized as the physical, mental, and spiritual. It implies that what occurs on one level of existence possesses a parallel or analogous expression on all other levels. The concept of the microcosm and macrocosm is central here. The individual human, the microcosm, is a miniature reflection of the universe, the macrocosm, and conversely, the universe mirrors the patterns found within the individual. The implications are vast. By understanding one plane, we can glean insights into the others. For instance, observing the laws governing the physical world can provide clues to mental or spiritual processes. Our internal states, thoughts, emotions, beliefs, often reflect and significantly influence our external circumstances and experiences. This principle underpins practices like self-reflection, where examining inner landscapes reveals their outer manifestations, and the study of natural patterns to deduce broader universal truths. Even ancient philosophical astrology, distinct from its modern pop counterpart, was built upon this idea of cosmic correspondences. The third axiom, the principle of vibration, states, "Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates." This fundamental truth, intuited by ancient sages, finds strong parallels in modern science, which confirms that all matter, from subatomic particles to colossal galaxies, is in a constant state of motion and energetic vibration. Hermetic philosophy extends this concept further, positing that differences between various manifestations of matter, mind, and even spirit are merely the consequence of varying rates and modes of vibration. Higher vibrations are associated with more refined states, lower with denser forms. The implications are transformative. Understanding that everything, including our thoughts and emotions, possesses a specific vibrational frequency allows for the possibility of consciously altering these states. This principle forms the basis for practices aimed at raising one's personal vibration, cultivating positive emotions, engaging in uplifting thoughts, or even utilizing sound healing and light frequencies, which are all expressions of vibrational energy, to foster well-being and spiritual attunement. The principle of polarity asserts, everything is dual, everything has poles, everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet, all truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. This seemingly complex principle reveals that what we perceive as irreconcilable opposites, such as hot and cold, light and darkness, love and hate, courage and fear, and reality, two extremes of the same fundamental thing, differing only in their vibrational degree or intensity. There is no absolute hot or cold, only varying degrees on a single thermometric scale. Hermeticism teaches the art of polarization, consciously shifting one's mental position along a given spectrum, and mental transmutation, the ability to change the polarity of one's own thoughts and emotions. For instance, transforming fear into courage by raising its vibration. This understanding allows for the reconciliation of paradoxes and fosters a more nuanced perception of reality, recognizing the spectrum that exists between all apparent opposites. Building upon polarity, the principle of rhythm states, everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. This principle highlights the cyclical ebb and flow nature inherent in all aspects of the universe. It manifests physically in seasons, planetary orbits, tides, and biologically in life and death cycles, sleep and wakefulness. Mentally and emotionally, we experience rhythmic swings in moods, energy levels, and fortunes. The Kybalion introduces the law of neutralization, which is not about stopping rhythm and impossibility, but about learning to rise above its unconscious influence on the mental plane. By achieving a higher state of consciousness and mental poise, one can avoid being swept away by the extremes of emotional or circumstantial pendulum swings, maintaining a degree of detachment and stability. Understanding these natural cycles allows for better navigation of life's inevitable ups and downs, fostering resilience and foresight. The sixth law, the principle of cause and effect, asserts, every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. This principle fundamentally refutes the idea of chance or luck as primary movers in the universe. Instead, it posits that every event, every phenomenon, is the result of a preceding cause or a chain of causes, whether those causes are immediately apparent or operate on hidden planes. The Kybalion speaks of different planes of causation, physical, mental, and spiritual meaning. An effect observed on one plane might have its originating cause on a higher or lower plane. The profound implication is that we are, to a significant degree, responsible for the effects we experience in our lives, as these are often rooted in our past actions, thoughts, choices, and even deeply held beliefs. By understanding and mastering this law, individuals can strive to become conscious causers, initiators of desired outcomes, rather than remaining passive effects of external circumstances or unseen forces. This aligns with concepts like karma, understood as action and reaction, and underpins the practice of conscious creation, intentionally setting specific causes in motion to achieve desired effects through foresight and deliberate action. Finally, the principle of gender states, gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes. It is crucial to understand that this principle does not refer merely to physical sex or biological gender identity. In Hermeticism, gender signifies the universal dual creative principles, masculine and feminine energies, or aspects that are present in all things, operating across all planes of existence, from the physical to the mental and spiritual. The masculine principle is typically characterized by qualities such as being projective, active, Directive, the will. Giving out, initiating the I am. The feminine principle embodies qualities like being receptive, generative, nurturing, formative, taking in, developing, the becoming. The core teaching is that all creation, whether physical, like the generation of life, mental, the birth of an idea, or spiritual, the attainment of enlightenment, results from the dynamic interplay and balanced union of these two fundamental principles. Everything contains both energies, though one may be more outwardly expressed. Achieving balance between these masculine and feminine aspects within oneself and in one's endeavors is considered key to harmonious functioning, creativity, and overall well-being, mirroring natural processes like the interaction of positive and negative poles in electricity, or the philosophical concept of yin and yang. These 7 Hermetic Principles: mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and gender form an intricate, interconnected tapestry describing the fundamental fabric of reality. They're not isolated doctrines, but work in concert, offering a comprehensive framework for understanding. The path illuminated by Hermetic wisdom is one of profound self-awareness and mental transmutation, the art of using these laws for conscious self-mastery and the elevation of one's own consciousness and life experience, rather than for manipulating external circumstances or others. We encourage you to observe these principles at play in your daily life, in nature, and within your own thoughts and emotions. Consider further exploration through texts like the Kybalion or contemporary interpretations. Ultimately, understanding these universal laws unlocks a profound potential for personal growth, conscious living, and a deeper connection to the All.